This is the Biz Call. Question 1, what's your name?
My name is Kendra Leonard.
Question 2, what's the name of your business?
I own the ArtOfStyle. I also own Lady Kendra, and I am a life coach, otherwise known as Master Burgeoning.
Alrighty, question 3. In a few sentences, describe your business.
So the ArtOfStyle is a clothing store for men and women. We help people find themselves through clothing and accessories. The store was destroyed in the riots, and so I am taking a pause from that business and basically continue on with helping people find themselves and through like their soul and what really matters to them to live a happier, healthier, more fulfilled life.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You can't just say, my business was destroyed by riots and expect me to go to question 4. So let's do 3.
No, that's why I was like, I thought that I mentioned that in the email.
No, it's important.
Like, well, how do you want me to answer this?
I think people need to know. 3A, what's the deal with the riots? Just give us a little bit of background on what happened there.
So after the protest of Black Lives Matter, May 30th, the store was completely destroyed in the riots. They broke in, they stole everything, and basically I know that, clothing is, I could get glass and clothing, and obviously that's not important in the grand scheme of things because lives matter so much more. So those could be replaced and lives can't, but basically, my 10-year anniversary was in November, and I've been kind of hitting the pause button to see if our downtown can put itself together again, but we are still boarded up, and we are still having, possible, issues in that area, and downtown is now vacant. And so from a business perspective, I have continued to hit pause, and I, technically let my space go in December. And I do still have my vision. I can still see it, but from a business perspective is not a good time to reopen, and obviously retail is not the future of business at this moment in time for me, and I'm also kind of on a minimalistic approach to life, and so at this moment my concept is turning to help people pause with that and eventually possibly design products, but I was kind of on the verge of opening my body store, which is kind of like athleisure wear, loungewear, lingerie, and then 3 weeks after that was supposed to be the opening of my kids' store. And so I just want to dress people from birth until death. And so while we're in this transition, I have put a pause on that part of my business so that people can heal and take time and reprioritize things so that when things come back to be not normal and not the way that they were, but in a more focused and objective time of our lives, that we can make better decisions for ourselves as refers to consuming things such as clothing and to retail therapies. And so I've chosen to direct my focus onto other therapies to help with the emotional and mental challenges that most people are going through right now and get them to a more centered part of life so that they can live a better, more fulfilled life, not necessarily filling it with things, which is most people do to fill it.
Okay, so if I understand you correctly, you're temporarily, or at least putting a pause on retail clothing and moving into more like of a coaching type of a business, yeah?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Question 5, are you brick and mortar, online, or both?
It's both.
Okay. Question 6, you kind of already answered this, but you may want to expand. How did you decide to get into this business? I mean, you pretty much outlined it.
Kind of, but I guess the real reason that I got into it was after being at Banana Republic for 11 years, my husband was diagnosed with leukemia and ended up passing after 17 months. And after he died, I was passed over for a promotion. And I just realized that life was too short, and I loved what I did, but I could not do it for them anymore. So I decided to do it for myself. I wrote a business plan in 2 months. and then ran for Woman of the Year for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and raised $30,000 in 10 weeks and won the campaign and put my 2 weeks notice and bought my house and quit. And so, yeah, and then I started my first store in November of 2010, opened my second store on 11/11/11, and published my book on 12/12/12, and I just published my second book. So, yeah, that's kind of the reason behind that.
We'll get to those in a minute. Question 7, why would customers choose you over your competition?
Because I don't sell clothing, I transform lives.
Interesting. Question 8, what's your exit strategy or your long-term goal?
Well, at the moment, my exit strategy that I never planned on was getting destroyed in the riots. And my long-term goal was to open my body store, open my kids store, start designing under my name, Kendra Michelle, and have those stores throughout the country and internationally.
Okay, so do I understand correctly that as soon as things get back to normal, the clothing lines will get back online?
That is to be determined, sir.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very transparent, but yeah, I mean, I still have that vision. I can see that. At this moment in time, I am healing myself and helping others heal through the processes of what COVID has brought out, which I think is a massive kind of spiritual awakening that people are going through and dealing with traumas and things that they have otherwise avoided because they can be distracted by things in life. And I think that this has allowed us to come together as a human collective to go back to basic human decency and compassion for others, not hopefully living not living a completely vacant or distracted life where we're not actually fully living and experiencing the whole, gamut of emotions.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stop with
How
that.
about this? Okay, so question 10, how do you measure your marketing success?
I think that we, in the past, it's been very much, people sharing their experience. Word of mouth has always been our number one driver, and our success is through the voices of other people and truly their expression of themselves and how they feel in their clothing and how it's a true reflection of who they are. The art of style, the purpose, besides helping people find themselves, was so that, two different people could wear the exact same thing, but they wear it differently based on their personality. And it's really to get to the heart of the matter of actually expressing themselves and being confident in their authentic selves. And so measuring that and having people basically sharing how their experiences in the store and still 10 years later wearing the clothes that they bought 10 years ago because it's timeless and still it makes them feel whole is my true measure of success.
Okay, I kind of goofed. I think I skipped over question 9. What are you doing to increase your business?
I am basically trying to, I'm in Italy right now, and I have a lot of people that want me to open my store over here because every time I wear my clothes, and that's what happens to people whenever they wear the clothes from my store, they get complimented, and I say, don't let it go to your head because vain people suck, but just tell them where you got it. And so the art of style is the art of their style. And so growing the business over here is definitely something that I've already thought about because I've already considered having an international expansion. And so, again, during this weird time in terms of businesses and brick and mortar, just the financial overhead that goes with that is something that is on pause. And so I like to say that I plant seeds everywhere I go, and I water them throughout the process, and they eventually bloom. And that takes time, especially right now.
Okay, so for the rest of the questions, let's look at this pre-riot, okay? So
Yeah.
question 11, Are you profitable? Were you profitable?
Yes.
Good. Only needs to be one word answer. Question 12. Question 12. How many employees did you have?
4.
Okay. Question 13 and 14 are like two sides of the same coin. So when you were running the business, what was the best decision that you'd made so far?
Trusting my gut and not doing what everybody else wanted me to do.
I love that. Question 14. What's been the worst decision you've made so far?
Buying too much inventory.
Okie doke. All right, question 15. This is just a free form. Is there anything else you'd like to add that you think our listeners would like to hear?
I think that if you are considering being an entrepreneur and opening a business of your own, to do the research and follow your passion and take others' information / advice, insights, whatever, into a filter. But ultimately, the reason that you are designing your own business is because it doesn't already exist, and to not try to copy or emulate others, but to truly have a vision that is unique to you and be uncompromising in that. Yeah,
I would agree with you. I used to tell my clients that if you're unique, they can't go shopping anywhere else. That's great. All right, so just to wrap it up very slowly and clearly, where can people find you? Give me the name of the business and then the URL where they can go to.
The ArtOfStyle. The website is theartofstyleboutique.com, but it is temporarily closed.
That's okay. Everybody get out there, bookmark it. Keep going back and checking. All right.
And otherwise, you can go to KendraLeonard.com or Kendra-Leonard.com or KendraLeonard.net, and you can read my books and live your authentic life.
Fantastic. Hey, great call. So sorry that you've gone through what you've had, but I have a feeling you're not going to be kept down all that long. If you'd like to plug your business on the BizCall podcast, simply visit thebizcall.com and fill out the form. If you become a guest, you'll receive a free lifetime membership to the BizCall discussion and networking list. If you're too shy, you can still join the BizCall list at thebizcall.com.